Cállate la boca. My
What's your
baby,
favorite
all
Hov
I
album?
wanna do is stroke your all crazy mind. The game is
Yo, time out.
insane the bitches.
Go ahead. Let me see. Oh, go ahead.
Nah.
Let me see the bars. Let me see how many you remember.
Nah, the
you know
blueprint
what?
I fuck with.
People always accuse me of us of having a thing or me of having a thing for you. I don't. But if there was ever one thing that would help me grow a crush on you, it's the fact
It's
that
our
like
Jay-Z vibe.
yeah, like yo, you always pull out because it's like we never talk about Hov, and the second Hov comes up, it's just like a library of lyrics just coming out your mouth. I'm like, when the fuck this shit?
Niggas just be rapping.
Yeah.
Nobody was ready for women on radio.
As I understand how this thing works, the object is to make all of these meters go as far to the right as possible.
Hold your ears, folks. It's showtime.
I got a great night planned, and as soon as I get the show out of the way, we'll be all set.
Yeah. She the hottest new thing on the radio. Independent queen and she making dough. Hottest interviews with your favorite. If you know it's banging in the streets, then she played it. Cause we in the mix, Cause we in the mix with Shoom. Cause we in the mix, It's our time now, make room.
Episode 24, in the mix with Shoom, chatting with new artists, creatives from around the world, exploring new sounds, current events, original samples, and
Plus more.
Yes.
You like how I steal the last part of every sentence from you?
I have been noticing you've been doing that, which is great because it's like a forced type of synergy. Which
Yeah, it's like,
it's like, oh, they're finishing each other's sentences now.
and it's like, oh, what's this more about?
Yeah, like what are they doing when the mic's not on? You know.
Tell
But
us
you know how
stories.
you internets get, and you like to spread rumors and make assumptions. But anyway, welcome back in the mix with Shoom. We're here again with you guys,
What up, yo? This is Reginald Thomas here with Barbershop Talk.
and on episode 24, we
have nobody.
we have no guests, and I'm not really sure how that happened. Oh, I know how it
A
happened.
snowstorm came and blew our guests away.
Right, we had a pseudo blizzard that hit the Northeast, New York, Philly, Jersey, you know, that whole little area
And
there.
our guest is dead. Our guest
No,
literally-
they're not dead. Our guests are in Detroit. They will be here next week, and we'll follow through with everything as planned. The pseudo storm said it was bringing, how many?
45 inches of snow.
Like 3 feet of snow. We
Yeah.
got maybe like 5-6 inches, if even
It
that.
was more than that. It was more than that.
I don't know. I think by me, I got like 5 inches.
Nah,
By my
look,
crib.
first off, guys, I'm gonna let you know why Shoom is trying to I'm gonna let you know why Shoom is talking about I got 5 inches.
Okay.
Because in the middle of this same snowstorm, I'm talking about snow is everywhere in the world. Shoom kicks me out of her apartment at midnight.
I didn't kick you out. It
You
was
kicked me
time
out.
for the company to go. We watched 2 movies, right?
There was a snowstorm going on.
We watched 2 movies. We didn't necessarily have plans to have a sleepover. Correct?
Yes, there was a plan. There was a plan.
No.
At the same hour
juice.
when Shoom kicked me out of her apartment during this snowstorm, there was a mandate on the streets that the snowstorm was so
driving.
bad you couldn't drive without getting a ticket.
But you were walking.
Okay, so as I'm saying, if the state of
And also, we had another mutual friend who was leaving as well. So if a woman had to go out into the snow and face the cold and the blustery winds, then I don't see why a grown-ass man couldn't do the same thing and get his ass home.
you see how cold this woman is, guys? There's
It's
a
a cold
snowstorm going on. There's a snowstorm.
If I had let you stay, I'm just setting the example, like every snowstorm, that it's okay for you to just be like, all right. And no, that's not the example.
That's not every example.
That's not the example I'm trying to
Do
set.
am I at your house at every snowstorm?
That's what I'm saying. I don't want you to be. I don't want it to get to that point.
It would never get to that point.
It snowstorms a lot.
My thing is, I was like, yo, Shoom, let me just crash here till the morning when the sun come up and I'll just leave. Nah, it's going to be too high by then and you ain't going to want to leave and now you're going to be stuck here for 2 days with no clothes.
Well, I mean, I
and
was
no food.
following the predictions given by the weather people.
Yo, man,
and they obviously
listen.
fucked up. I apologize for being cold or whatever, how you like to say.
I put my career in this woman's hands.
My couch is always my couch, your couch, Reg. My couch, your couch. Sometimes I just need my space. I apologize. Next time you have a free pass to stay at my apartment in any type of extreme weather condition, okay?
Anyway,
Like we said, we have no guests this episode, so it's just going to be, we're going to take the time to do some housekeeping, also answer some questions from listeners that have been submitted via Twitter, email. So this episode is about you guys getting to know us and vice versa. So before we go any further, we absolutely have to give a shout out to Devon Terrell, who was our guest out of Brooklyn, New York from episode 23. If you have not checked it out, please do so.
We need to do a shout out for Shaquana Kun Cooks.
Yes, she is a very avid listener of the podcast. So big shout out to you.
Is Kun her middle name or like a second last name?
I would want to say it's like an alias because Kun just sounds crazy.
What's your reputation in the streets when your name is Kun?
Either a slut or
a super
somebody
thug.
that you should be scared of. Exactly. So shout out to Cunny.
Cunny. Because I just want to finish the word and put a T on it, like cunt.
Cunt.
Shout out to Wild Palazzo out in the ATL and Alabama. I'm not sure where this guy's at, but this guy right here is our number one supporter, man. Thank you. The other day, this guy was on Twitter, and he was retweeting our show and just spreading the content. And he literally tweeted, look, I know y'all probably sick and tired about hearing about Shoom and Reginald Thomas, but I'm going to keep doing this until y'all hear it.
He listens to every episode, and he makes sure he comments. So big shouts to him.
Big shout out to you, bro.
Big
Thank
supporter.
you very much.
Big shouts to Ricky and Scuba Steve.
Scuba Steve, my dude. Ricky.
Those are some real life acquaintances, man. So shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
And Stereotype Co. for always supporting and submit all your tracks for our upcoming mixtape series in conjunction with Stereotype Co. and Projectivity.
Shout out to all our listeners in the UK, Canada, Germany, and Egypt, of all places.
Yeah.
I got a quick funny joke for you guys. Best hookup story ever. I hooked up with a chick from one of my shows, and she's from the UK. In the middle of us having sex, she looks me in the eye. She goes, "Your cock is literally filling me up." And I was like, "Of course it is."
Oh, God.
Who else we need to shout out? Some cities?
Yes, our top cities that are tuning in every episode: Baltimore, Phoenix, Arizona, Houston, Texas, and Jersey didn't make the list, but I still got to shout out Jersey.
Shout out Brooklyn. Yo, honestly, if we, out of all these big cities that listen to us, I would want to go to Houston the most.
Why?
Because Drake said
everything's big in Houston?
Everything's big in Texas.
Real big?
Yeah, man.
Actually, we forgot to announce that as of January, In the Mix with Shoom is 1 year old. So
how do you feel?
I feel like the first episode was just yesterday. Year 2 is actually the year that the bigger things are actually going to take place and take off.
The sophomore jinx.
Year number 1 was just us getting our feet wet, knowing what works, like you said, and how to implement things and what to do, what not to do. Shout out to all of our guests, though, man. Like, we've had an amazing roster.
Who's the corniest?
The corniest.
I don't want to be negative.
What do you mean by corny, though?
Who didn't do right by us? No, I'm not going to do that.
No, you know what? Dub. Remember when we did Dub? He kind of played us, too.
Dub was terrible just off the strength that he couldn't even find a room that didn't have a baby in the background.
This nigga was just holding his baby the whole interview, like,
he's like, "Oh no, that's just my daughter." Like, what?
She just came out the womb.
I was just like, "Doug, listen, you should have had this bitch swallow this little girl."
Hey, be nice to the baby.
Sorry.
But yes, as we move forward and as we continue to build with all of our creatives across the globe, and if there is anyone that you specifically would like to see or hear on the show, do not be afraid to hit us up on Twitter, on Instagram.
Yeah, man. You want to know who some of the people I want to see on the show?
Who?
I want to see Father on the show.
Okay.
Father ain't shit if y'all don't know who he is.
Out of ATL.
I want to see Drake on our show. I want to see Big Sean on our show.
Okay.
Who you want to see?
I really want Krayshawn on the show. Like, she is a creative crush of mine. I really like Krayshawn.
Is she really creative? Like, I don't...
She is so creative. Like, organically.
Okay.
Organically. Like, I've watched homemade videos of her when she was like 8 years old, like in her home, like rapping and making beats and shit. You know what I'm saying? So she's just always been like that type of girl.
Yeah.
And honestly, she really reminds me of myself. So that's why I like her so much. So Krayshawn, I would love you to come on the show. Jungle Pussy, crazy bitch from Brooklyn.
I would actually like to see Jungle Pussy.
I'm really digging her style, her music, her lyrics. She's teaching me how to be a bad bitch. She's saying all the things that I wish I...
Yeah, like, honestly, I feel like you put me on to her about a week and a half ago, and I've been listening to some of her music, and it's like, her lyrics are like, yo, these are like the random thoughts that jump in this bitch's head. Like, I just know that, like, her lyrics are like, oh my God. I know. Like, for me, whenever I hear Jungle Pussy, I picture you listening to Jungle Pussy. and then like you listen to her lyrics and you're like, yo, I wish I'd have said this out loud at work.
Yeah, I wish I would have tweeted this before this bitch put it in a rap.
Am I a thought? But like it's a rap.
And every time I mention the name Jungle Pussy to someone, like they're like, what? Like, what is that? And I'm like, it's an artist. She's from Brooklyn. She raps. She's mad dope. You should check her out. They're like, oh, that name's crazy. And I'd be like, yeah, I know.
She has a really attention-grabbing artist. Like, Jungle Pussy is someone's like, what? That's your name? That's your stage name? And then, like, you listen to her music, it's like, oh, wait, I could actually... Like, her music holds its own.
Yeah, I think they balance. They're well-balanced.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to talking to you, boo. We also going to start incorporating some different genres, setting up some things with some dance hall reggae artists out in Jamaica. She can't make it to the studio because she don't got a visa, but we're going to make sure we get her on the line. And we're just trying to make this fun for y'all, exploring music and ways
it's
to
really
bring...
about making it fun for us, because if we're not having a good time,
and
we
us
can't,
too. But,
we can't give y'all no dope content.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, what we really want to do is inspire you guys, our listeners, to go ahead and chase your dreams, continue to be creative, and bring your dreams and your thoughts to life, to reality. So make sure you guys follow In the Mix Shoom on Instagram, on Twitter, 347-979-0317. You can call, text, leave a voicemail. So, I mean, besides the rundown that we just gave, this brings us to the next segment of our No Guest episode 24.
Right. I don't ever want to have a guest.
So we had some listeners send us questions. They want to know about us. They want to know about the show.
Right.
They want to know about Reginald Thomas. They want to know about Shoom Isaacs.
Yeah, like we do get a lot of people that write us in, and so now we're finally going to start answering some of these.
So Nathan P. out of Phoenix, Arizona, he said, you and Shoom have great chemistry. Do you guys mess around?
You know who else asks that?
Who?
Every woman I sleep with.
Really? You fucking Shoom?
Yeah.
No, we're not fucking.
You know what it is? You know, one thing I think that's really dope about our chemistry is the fact that, like, in our personal lives, people who are around us, I don't know what people say to you, but people be like, Reg, when you go, what's up with you and Shoom? This and the third, and like I get it now, because I used to be that nigga when I would see one of my homeboys and he was really cool with a bad bitch. I'd be like, yo, when you gonna fuck? And he'd be like, my nigga.
Like,
my
no,
nigga,
it's not like that.
So now I get what I used to put my friends through. Like, I'll give you compliments. I compliment you all the time because you're my friend.
Right.
But I don't think there's ever been a time where it was like, oh, this nigga flirting, or this nigga I think. It's like,
I've never felt like that. And if it did, like, I think you would know on my part, because I would either tell you,
or you would start acting real funny.
Yeah, and I would not want to hang out with you. Like,
lesbian.
But I love Reg to death. So Nathan P. out in Phoenix, no, we do not mess around. I've never seen Reg's penis. He's never seen my boob. Like, it just doesn't work out that way.
She might have saw the print because I wear tight jeans, but that's as far as it goes. I've never
seen the print. And honestly...
I see, when you say I've never seen it, it makes it seem like there's not a print really to be seen.
The day that me and Reg ever do anything sexual or we're going to
cry about it in the morning like, oh, man.
I will be the only person on In the Mix with Shoom the following episode. All right.
Because she's going to be busy stalking the nigga and shit. You're like, man, this nigga put it on.
You also have a few questions from our listeners. Do you want to share the next one?
Yeah, I do, but this one's kind of inappropriate.
Why?
This is stupid.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right.
I don't want to say it, but all right.
Derek G. coming out of Watertown, New York.
Shout out to Derek. Is that an actual town, Watertown?
Watertown is a town. It's upstate New York.
Okay, cool.
Apparently, he's been paying attention to your Instagram, because the question is, Shoom, one time, I really, really appreciate your hair. He said, he gives you a compliment. He says you're real pretty. But he basically wants to know if the curtains match the carpet.
What carpet?
He wants to know if you're blonde everywhere.
Oh, no. I'm not naturally blonde. So that means I would have to dye my vagina hair, which I would never put on my fucking vagina because these are harsh chemicals. So, no, my vagina hair is black, dark brown, and I am blonde on the top. Derek, thanks for your very intrusive question.
That was a bit much, all right?
Yeah, but I'm open.
It's like
He said, does the curtain match the carpet? I was like, at first I was like, I don't have carpet on my floor at home. All right, I have another question. This one comes from Rhea out of Brooklyn, New York. She wants to know what our favorite albums of all time. Our favorite album of all time. What is it?
my favorite music album of all time. Favorite. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say "Ready to Die," because collectively, like you know that you ever have a body of music that enters your life at a certain time and like it just speaks to everything that's going on. Like, I mean, I was never in the street selling crack or nothing like that, but "Ready to Die" is a very dark album, and there's like a lot of dark themes going on and like things that just, and like that album. Listen, like I remember I was probably like, I don't know, maybe around early 20s when you still don't know if you like yourself and you're just trying to figure it out. And like,
Do I like me?
yeah, and like that album, I used to listen to that album like on repeat, and it just helped me get through every day.
Okay. Shout out to Biggie.
So finally, our last question.
Wait, I didn't answer.
Oh yeah, my bad. What is your favorite rap album?
Well,
Or
she didn't
album,
say
album.
rap
She said
album.
album.
This is the thing about me and like favorites. I don't really have a lot of favorite things because there are a lot of different things that I like and appreciate for different reasons that might not necessarily trump the other one. But there are albums that have stuck with me throughout the years, and one of them I would say is Fugees' The Score. I just think it was a awesomely produced album, and each time I listen to it, like I pick up on something that I miss, whether it be like a bar and a verse or maybe a sound from one of the samples, like, and just the content, the message. Like, I love the tracks on there.
What's like? Give me a song or a couple lines out that album that's like, yo, that right there.
Lauryn Hill's verse on the Manifest outro. Funny thing is, like, I've been listening to this album for mad years, but a specific time the verse hit me. I had just broke up with one of my boyfriends. Like, he did me real dirty.
What happened?
Like,
What happened?
he did me. I don't want to get into it. Like,
It was that nasty.
he just did me, like, yeah, some fucked up shit. And like Lauren's verse, and I was making dinner and the song came on and Lauren's verse came on and she was like, I loved hard once, but the love wasn't returned. I found out the man I died for, he wasn't even concerned. In times in turn, he tried to burn me like a perm.
Though my eyes saw the deception, my heart wouldn't let me learn from. Some dumb woman was I, and every time he'd lie, he would cry, and inside I'd die. My heart must have died 1,000 deaths. Compared myself to Tony Braxton, thought I'd never catch my breath. Nothing left. He stole a heart beating from my chest. I tried to call the cops. That type of thief they can't arrest. Pain suppressed will lead to cardiac arrest. Diamonds deserve diamonds, but he convinced me I was worth less.
Like, it was just everything she was saying, and I was like, oh my god, like, this is how I feel right now.
Like losing your mind.
Yeah.
All right, if I had to pick one off that Ready to Die album, it would definitely have to be Everyday Struggle.
Okay, that's your shit.
Everyday Struggle. The hook goes, I don't want to live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door. Like that album, it just speaks to the fact that like sometimes, like, and this is something that really you go through when you're a young individual and you don't know, and you just don't know how to handle when things go wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I love that album so much that I just started to look through interviews of him talking about it. And he was just like, it was not like, he's like, it's not like I was suicidal. It's not like I wanted to kill myself.
You were just down and you
But it was just
identified.
like, yo, there's so much stuff going on. It's like, yo, I'd rather be dead than have to deal with this. And when he said that, I was like, yo, like, that's exactly what it is. It's not that I want to kill myself.
Like, he
it's just that,
gets
like,
it.
I don't want to have to deal with none of this.
I don't want to live no more.
Sometimes I hear death knocking
at
at my front door.
I'm living every day like a hustle, another drug jungle, another day, another struggle. I had the master plan, I'm in the caravan on my way to Maryland with my man 2-Tex to take over this project. They call him 2-Tex, he told 2-Tex. And when he start the bus, he like to ask who's next. I got my honey on the Amtrak with the crack in the crack of her ass. 2 pounds of hash in the stash. I wait for her to make some quick cash. I told her she could be lieutenant, bitch got gas. At last, I'm literally lounging black, sitting back, counting double-digit thousand stacks.
Can we, final question come from Melissa L out in Miami.
Shout out to Melissa L out in Miami.
She goes, Shoom,
Yeah.
with all these artists that you get to interview,
Mm-hmm.
do you ever get lost in mixing business with pleasure?
Yeah, everyone has been very professional for the most part, and I'm a girl, I like to keep to myself, so yeah, haven't had any interviewee penis yet,
I don't know, it sounded like you and Joe might have been fucking.
No, I mean, like, based on the tones of our voices, right?
Yeah.
He's
like, you know how to roll my... I could put something
but
together.
Joe looked like he could put it down.
Did he?
Okay, Grandpa.
I mean, he not old and he not... Yeah, okay.
He can hold it down. I know Joe can hold it down. I know Wiz got a big dick. I've been saying
I'm
that.
so over this conspiracy.
I've been saying this for years.
Apparently.
Okay, what about you, right? Like, okay, what woman that we had on the show would you like, give it to?
I would definitely spread my kids on She's Ryan's face.
Oh my God. That is so rude. I would definitely spread my kids. What if I said on Esther's face?
Come on now.
You see, it doesn't sound... It's not nice.
Because Esther doesn't do those things.
Esther is Reg's mom, by the way.
Demi Grace.
I love Dem. The girls, Dem.
Demi is a really sweet girl. I enjoy Demi.
So you wouldn't bust on her face?
No, I would bust inside. I would bust inside of her womb. Demi
you would want babies.
Yeah, Demi would make me want to be a better man.
Okay. Who else?
Samus. You know why I like
Samus too?
Because she had a fat ass and she made it into an Ivy League school, and it's like,
You're just so hypersexual.
No, I am hypersexual, but the fact that she made it into an Ivy League school, I'm like, oh wait.
And she met Mae Jemison. That's crazy. Right, that was the first black woman in space.
Yeah, and it's like Samus does it for me because it's like, oh, you're a real intellectual. It's not like you're a person who's dying to just say big words. It's like, oh wait,
she gets it.
Yeah,
she got it.
Yeah, and I've always had this like thing in my head. Geeky chicks are kinky chicks.
That's the stamp. You want to stamp that one? Write it in your book.
Okay.
Tweet it.
I love
Facebook stat. No, I think it's true. I think the girls that
like girls,
the ones
like,
that
if you
wear
make
their pussy on their wrist,
like
those
your
ones,
pussy ain't shit.
It's not.
Your pussy ain't shit.
You don't know what you're doing with it, because if you knew what you was doing with that
you
thing,
wouldn't be showing it so heavy.
Thank you.
Your pussy all loose. It look like a mouth with the tongue sticking out. Like, put that shit away, girl.
Oh my God.
I got that from Esther.
Just to remind you, you are listening to episode 24 of In the Mix with
We've made
Shoom.
24 of these.
We don't got no guests, so,
Big shout out to our listeners, man. Shout out to our supporters. Shout out to our haters.
For us. Yeah, the haters haven't really been making themselves apparent yet, but I know as time goes on, only time will tell.
Hate quietly.
They will start to reveal themselves. We have one more section before we get out of here. Do a little barbershop talk, share a little original sample. Inside the Actor Studio is a very important part of our questioning, because this is the part of our interviews where, we get to ask those little tidbit questions, like by surprise. And it's so interesting to hear the answers that we get.
Because they're never ready.
They're never ready. And since we have no guests, because none of them were ready when we were trying to book them after the little pseudo storm, we're just going to ask them to each other. Right, Reg?
Yes.
All right. So who wants to go first? Should we do rock, paper, scissors?
You cheat at any game we play. So
How do I cheat?
Because you're a cheater.
We played Street Fighter last night. I didn't cheat.
Got that ass whooped, though.
I did.
All right. So you'll go first. Ladies first.
So were you going to ask me first?
I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
You ready?
I don't know. I might be a little nervous.
All right.
Okay.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
The first thing I usually do is probably reach for my phone, but then midway I'm like, hey, put that down. I gotta, set the tone for the day, say a little prayer, and put all my thoughts into the universe. And then I grab my phone.
What is your favorite word?
I really love words. If you follow me on Twitter, sometimes I tweet a word of the day from dictionary.com. But I just like big words. If it's a vocabulary word,
you
SAT
like big
word.
Other things.
I like big other things too. I like big things, big words, big dicks. Next question.
So your favorite word is dick?
No, I didn't say that.
What's your least favorite word?
My least favorite word is I can't. Can't or no.
Okay.
Yes.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Depth turns me on. Depth. Like, you know how deep someone's mind can go, how deep content, a song could go, a conversation.
What turns you off?
Negativity. I don't like being questioned or like given the third degree. Like, I want to have the opportunity to come and share whatever I want to share with you. But if someone is like asking me to do something or they're asking me for information, I'm probably not going to give it to them because that's what they're trying to pry out of me. I hate that. I'm just stubborn.
What's your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
What sound or noise do you love?
I really, really enjoy the sound of an orca whale, as crazy as that might sound.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Trap music.
Your favorite place in the world besides home?
Anywhere that I can spend with my special person, wherever that may be. That would be my next favorite place.
When eating a chicken wing, the drumstick or the flat?
Definitely flats. I hate the drumstick.
Your favorite porn site?
xvideos.com or Pornhub, only because their videos start playing automatically. Xvideos doesn't.
Pornhub's videos start playing automatically?
Yeah.
Is that on a phone or laptop?
Computer.
That's how you know. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Cell phone or computer?
For what? Porn?
Yes.
Computer. I probably only watch porn on my cell phone like twice, and that's because I wasn't home.
Where were you?
Next question.
Favorite place to shop?
The thrift store. Everybody knows that.
Okay. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I would probably want to be like a singer or something. Like, from the time I was a child, I just had this dream of like being an entertainer, like on the stage singing and stuff. So I've been submitting my demo since like 1994. Swear to God.
What profession would you not like to do?
I wouldn't like to be a veterinarian because I'm such like a big animal lover, and I'm pretty sure I would come home crying every day if I was a vet. Because I'd just be so sad I couldn't save all the fucking animals. I know, right? It's crazy.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrived at the pearly gates?
I already know what he's going to say. He's going to be like, I had everything you needed right there. I don't know why it took you so long to realize that this is what I've been trying to say to you the whole time. But no worries. You figured it out. You've got it. You executed everything that you were supposed to do. And I'm proud of you.
I kind of feel the same way. Like, I feel like God would say this, like, it's like, yo, like, dog.
Like, nigga, I've been trying to tell you.
You made it way harder than it had to be.
Better. You little stubborn motherfucker. All right, so let me do you now. All right, ladies that have crushes on Reginald Thomas, listen up.
Hey, Mom.
Because this is how you get the draws.
Hey, Mom.
All right, the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning.
If there's a girl in the bed with me, I usually put her hand on my morning wood. If there's not a girl in the bed with me, I reach for my phone. I tell myself, put the phone down, and then I meditate for about 5 minutes. I tell myself how great the day is going to be, and then I try to line up in my head what are the main things I need to get done.
What is your favorite word?
My favorite word would have to be great.
What is your least favorite word?
My least favorite word is try, because trying insinuates that you're going to fail. Like, you know, like I tried to do it, but it didn't work. So I hate when I tell myself, oh, I'm trying to do this, because it insinuates that I've already decided I'm going to fail. It's either I'm going to make it or I'm not.
What turned you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Life turns me on in general, but because you know what it is? People like artists and other people who are just passionate about their work aren't normal. And like there are small things that you'll do around them that'll get them upset because it's like, yo, you're fucking up my workflow.
I'm in my mode.
Yeah.
What turns you off?
Lost souls, like people who don't know what they're doing and they're just like trying to like figure it. I'm cool with figuring it out, but I just hate the whole static of it, and like I don't know what I want to do, and it's like I want to do this now, and it's like a week later they don't want to do it, and it's like I hate people who I hate people who are in my way.
What is your favorite curse word?
Motherfucker.
What sound or noise do you love?
Either the sound of a woman who I'm having sex with having an orgasm, or the sound of an audience giving me a big applause.
What sound or noise do you hate?
The dead silence of an audience.
Your favorite place in the world besides home?
Any place that allows me to be in nice weather around water and allows me to smoke weed.
When eating chicken wings, the drumstick or the flat?
Drumstick all day. The big piece of chicken for daddy.
Favorite go-to porn site?
X videos because of all their tags.
Cell phone or on the computer are you watching?
Cell phone.
Yeah, we know you a little cell phone watcher. Favorite place to shop? You could take your time.
New York. Because you'll find anything in New York.
Boo. What store?
Specifically, so it is not one store that satisfies every one of my needs.
What's your favorite store to go to? Like, if you know you might be looking for something, you'd be like, oh, let me pop into such and such.
I'll say Uniqlo.
Okay. Thank you. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I'd be a lawyer.
What profession would you not like to do?
This is also a profession I would like to do, but the only reason I wouldn't do it is because I don't have the patience, and that would be a teacher.
What kind of teacher?
Maybe history or math.
Sex ed? Yeah.
Nah, hell no. With me, with the type of creep I am, I wouldn't. Hell no.
HR.
Yeah, right.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear?
They be like the sex ed teacher talking about anal sex. Like what?
Like he's supposed to. Not like how he was talking about it. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
It was as hard as it was supposed to be for you.
What? I don't get
like
it.
The journey of life was as hard as it was supposed to be. Like.
And that's it? No pat on the back, no kiss on the forehead?
Maybe like I'll take it back. He's definitely gonna be like, dog, like it really wasn't that hard. I literally, it was signs everywhere, Reg. There was literally a sign that said stop right before you fuck that girl raw. And
now look, now you got 5 fucking kids.
Yeah, so it would be probably something like that. It would probably be just something of him just kind of telling me like, life isn't as hard as you made it.
And for the record, internet's Reg does not have any kids. And that was the end of our little Inside the Actors Studio with Reginald Thomas and Shoom Isaacs. You got to learn so much about us this episode, our points of views.
I honestly don't ever want to have a guest on this show.
Why?
Because we're the shit.
But thank you guys for tuning in. And
how about every 6 months we do one of these?
Yeah, I'm totally with it. Every time we don't get a guest, we can do one of these.
Anytime Mother Nature kills one of our guests.
Anytime we have a pseudo blizzard, we could do one of these.
I like your use of the word pseudo this episode.
That is actually one of my favorite words.
Yet you couldn't think of it when I asked
you. Know what? When it's time for me to think about things,
yeah, it happens.
I can't do it. Like there's like a block.
Right now, what's your name?
Steven, Ray. In the mix with Shoom, if there is a guest that you would like to hear on the episode
or
on
a guest
our show,
who didn't get murdered by the snowstorm,
please send us an email inthemixshoom@gmail.com. Also send your tracks so we can start compiling these my stereotape mixtapes. We have the second series coming very soon, and you know what time it is. Barbershop Talk.
This is Reginald Thomas in the mix with Barbershop Talk.
This episode, we had me and Shoom because that's just what we did. Like, as a person who works in the entertainment business and as a person who's trying to make it in the entertainment business, you know, I always tell myself I don't ever want to sell out and, like, forget about my black people and don't do things for black people. But, like, you know what the number one thing is that makes me not want a completely black fan base? I still remember how we all turned our backs on Ja Rule, man. Do y'all remember how, like, yo, niggas, me included, yo, we all left Ja Rule to die. Ja Rule used to make the dopest songs. And then 50 Cent came around, started shitting on Ja Rule, and we all just was like, no, we're done. Like, I could only imagine what Ja felt like. It was like one day, I'm the man on 1 and 6 in Park for 6 months straight, and then after that, no black people fuck with my music. Like, y'all forgot about Mesmerize, Down Ass Chick. Y'all don't know about those. Just completely let this man's career fall to shreds. Ja Rule been in jail now. Like, it's been such a bad fall. And that's why, like, I can't, like, I love black people, but, like, nah. I'm making jokes for these crackers who know what loyalty means. These black fans ain't loyal. Moving on. Suge Knight ran over 2 people and 1 died. Like, yo, like your name is Suge Knight, dog. Like, that's like you're like, if every black person in America lived all in one neighborhood, Suge Knight would be the bully of that neighborhood. You've made $300 million in your life at one point. What are you doing in the streets of Compton? Niggas couldn't tell you the last time they seen Jay-Z on a Brooklyn street. Outside of the Barclays, Jay-Z doesn't even know what Brooklyn looks like. Fabulous, another dope, great Brooklyn rapper. I promise you, Fabulous doesn't know what Brooklyn looks like. He goes to Vinny's and the Barclays and he comes back home to Jersey. The Super Bowl's being held in Arizona this year. I love Marshawn Lynch. You know why? You know why I like Marshawn Lynch? Because he knows his lane. Marshawn Lynch knows that he is a great football player, but he also knows that he is an ultimate hood nigga. So like people keep giving Marshawn Lynch all this pressure about like, why don't you want to talk to the media? And I think Marshawn is trying to be responsible. He's like, yo, I'm a nigga. I'm not the example to be put in front of these children. So I don't got nothing to say. I'm just going to play football, be great at that, make my money, and mind my business. Because look at Marshawn Lynch. I'm not saying Marshawn Lynch is a bad example for a role model. But I'm just saying that in his personal life, I feel like Marshawn Lynch is not about that bullshit. He doesn't want to try to sit here and be cute. Marshawn Lynch is from Oakland, California. I'm willing to bet $5 that Marshawn Lynch has been around or seen some real nigga shit happen in his days. And he's just not a play kind of guy. He just wants to focus on making a great career and staying out of that environment. Taylor Swift is back to stealing black people shit again. She trademarked a bunch of quotes. So that means you can't name a product after any of these quotes, and you can't necessarily name an event after any of these quotes. This the one that really gets me. Nice to meet you. Where you been? I'm sorry. This is clearly nigga language that Taylor Swift is buying off the market. Because if I say it in a nigga's tone, you can hear it. It'll be like, nice to meet you too. Where you been? See, like that's a nigga's line. I'm sick of these white people stealing from us. And now they doing it legally. One of the greatest quotes I've ever heard was that the only important thing the white man ever invented was the patent office. And that just gave him the right to steal shit legally. Nice to meet you. Where you been? Bitch, it's where have you been? Proper English. You know how your friends are a reflection of you? I'm starting to realize that. And I don't necessarily know what the picture of what my friends reflects on me in the big picture. One of my friends has only dated Asian women for the last 10 years. And then recently he decided that he wants to come back and start dating black girls again. This is a black man, mind you. And then out of nowhere, we're in conversation. He goes, yo, Reg, I need you to hook me with a black girl now, man. You know, I got this jungle fever. And I was like, nigga, you're black too. That's not called jungle fever. He's like, so then what do I call it? It's called homecoming, nigga.
This has been Barbershop Talk with Reginald Thomas. Now back to Shoom in the mix.
That was my boy Reginald Thomas with Barbershop Talk. Make sure you guys follow him on Instagram, on Twitter at Reginald Thomas. He's such a funny comedian. If you're ever in New York City, make sure you check him out on stage.
Thank you for that. Thank you for the plug. Yo.
No doubt. You know I always got to plug you in. Right before we get into our original sample. This episode's original sample derives from the idea that I have the power to move heavy weights or perform other physically demanding tasks better than you. What does that mean, Reg?
Anything you can do, I can do better.
It means I'm stronger. I am stronger.
You trying to say you stronger than me?
Duh.
You know, the one time Shoom proved me that wrong was we had a push-up contest.
We did?
And in my defense, Shoom weighs 90 pounds.
No, I don't.
It wasn't as much to lift.
I weigh like 130. That's heavy.
You a big woman.
I'm a big bitch.
Stronger. So yes, you are stronger.
The second single from Kanye West's third studio album, Graduation, released in 2007.
Damn, does it feel like it's been like almost, how many years? 2007, that's what, 8 years? Does it feel like it's been 8 years?
I don't know how many years it's
been 8 years.
It's been a lot of years. The album was produced by West himself, and the track samples the 2001 song Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger by the French house duo Daft Punk, featured on their 2001 album Discovery.
Daft Punk is so dope.
They're pretty dope.
Let me ask you know what would be real dope?
Stronger.
No. But like just Daft Punk in general, like these are two guys who in like for like at least 20 years have not publicly shown their faces.
That's crazy. Like MF Doom. That's crazy.
Right, but see the thing about MF Doom, like there are rumors that MF Doom will send people in his mask to pretend they're him.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And it's like,
it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it's like, dog, like that, like that's lazy nigga. That's a lazy nigga.
I feel bamboozled.
Like the nigga probably wasn't the same skin tone. It's like what? And
like,
dude,
you don't even have the same gut as June.
Yeah, like yo, is this nigga light skin now? Like, let me ask you something. You're as an engineer and as a music producer and someone who loves music. For the type of production that goes into a Daft Punk song, because like you always You usually talk to me about these house DJs and like, you know, like they take these samples and they put them in computers and things like that. Like I don't know what the computers do and I don't know what they're doing, but do you feel like would you consider Daft Punk? I mean, they're the biggest of what they do, but like would you consider them like full legit producers because like of the computers and things? And
oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I just think producing. I've always heard people say, oh, you know, especially when it comes to hip hop, like, oh, because they sample, like, they're not really doing anything. They're just taking someone else's work and like copying it. And there is so much technique and understanding of sound and just music in general that has to go into doing anything with it versus even just programming it into like a fucking drum machine or any type of board. So I respect anybody who can chop a piece of a song and build around that to make an entirely new song. I think that's awesome. It's a great talent and you can do a lot of amazing things with that ability. So
okay,
I give them all the props, all the credit.
Yeah, I just wanted to know.
Yeah, no doubt.
Could you imagine how much money they probably made?
So much fucking money. And they don't even fucking show their face. What if they were like transsexuals, like hiding the whole time?
That would be, oh my god.
they would gain like a whole new fan base. Like
I think that I think their regular fan base would just stop taking drugs. Be like, oh no, you guys are me.
Word, so we don't gotta pretend no more. West describes Stronger as an emancipation as he uses the song to vent his frustrations over mistakes he has made in the past. You remind me of Kanye. Your frustrations.
Let's really hope that it all ends as good though.
How, Reg?
How, Shoom? Reg, just tell more jokes. How, Shoom? How? I done already told the greatest jokes ever.
The song itself is a reworking of keyboardist Edwin Birdsong's Cola Bottle Baby from 1979. The live version of this original sample won Best Dance Recording at the 51st Grammy Awards in 2009.
I'm a big Daft Punk fan.
Are you?
I think honestly that might be something that's on my legit bucket list.
To go to a Daft Punk show?
They don't do many. Like I think they've probably done one in the U.S.
Like tour?
No, show.
They performed at the Grammys though.
That might have been their second show. Like the one live performance I know that was like a classic one they had at Jones Beach in New York.
But early in Daft Punk's career, the band members, they said that some of their major influences included the Beach Boys and the Rolling Stones. So big shout out to Daft Punk, big shout out to Kanye West, who actually just featured his daughter Nori in one of his music videos. What was the name of it, Reg?
Only One.
Only One, yeah. So shout out to little Nor. I feel like that baby is so depressed. But
why?
Because she always has like a long face. I never see her smiling. She's just always so serious.
She's a serious baby.
Well, shout out to all my serious fans and all the serious listeners of In the Mix with Shoom, episode 24. You guys have been amazing. We had no guests. At Reginald Thomas, at _Shoom, at In the Mix Shoom. Questions, comments, feedback. Follow us, keep in touch, send us emails, let us know what you want to hear, and let us know how much you like us or hate us. To get your music featured on an upcoming mixtape, please send it all to inthemixshoom@gmail.com. Now available on iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spreaker. Now for our original sample, Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger,
by the one and only Daft Punk.
In the Mix with Shoom.
Chill.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. More than power, never. Ever after work is over.
Please access another experience. Please access another experience.